He has been just treated really abysmally by the media. Has been going after him. Republican candidates been going after him. Des Moines Register said he needs to get out of the race. He's been blasted and ridiculed and criticized and really called a hater and a buffoon, a clown, et cetera, et cetera. Yet I'm looking here at a brand new poll that has just come out, Steve, and lo and behold, he's got a massive lead in the race at 24%, followed by his next competitor, I think, at 13%. So what's happening here? The public's not following along with what the media wants.
Well, that's 24%, you know, he's getting a lot of TV coverage. I mean, you can't have it both ways. You can't blame the media, and then the media is interviewing him all the time. So, I mean, I think that's a large extent why he's also a showman, and so I think that's part of the reasonable thing.
Well, they're not praising him. I mean,
come on,
they're criticizing him. They're blasting him.
They've been giving him a free ride in much of the media.
A free ride.
But wait, let me finish. They've been giving him. Well, I think they've been giving him a free ride. They've been going to him all the time for any kind of issue, and so he makes a fool of himself on the stage in Iowa. And it wasn't just the media; it was everybody else. He had an opportunity to redeem himself yesterday. You know, the day after all the event, and he wouldn't apologize. He wouldn't admit that he was saying exactly what he said. And instead, he was saying, "Well, you know, I said this 4 times that he was a war hero." Yeah, but I mean, that's only after he realized what he said and what kind of embarrassment he was making of himself. This guy is a mockery. I mean, and he's going to the same poll that you're talking about, Jeff, also indicates that he is not in any way going to. The 62%, I think, was the number, would not vote for him for president. So, you know, he's
in a field of 16 candidates, he's got double the person who comes in second.
Yeah,
so would you rather be? Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would you rather be in his position, or would you rather be at 0% down where Bobby Jindal is?
Well, I mean, that's asking me, you know, would I rather?
Or would you rather be in the position of anybody else who's in 2nd through 16th place?
I'd rather have the money that Trump has, okay, to be able to fund the campaign
without one fundraiser,
okay,
right?
and not be concerned about super PACs or anything of that nature. Right. Yeah, I mean, no question. I would love to be in that in that type of situation. However, this guy, in my opinion, is a loose cannon. The Republican Party is they're having conniption fits over, you know, what he says, and it's not just the Republican Party.
Would you agree with me that he is striking a nerve, that he is finding an audience that is agreeing with him about the establishment in the Republican Party, about the media, about the Democrats, and that they're agreeing with his plain talk?
His plain talk. Well, if he's so plain talk, then why didn't he yesterday admit, you know, on O'Reilly? I mean, O'Reilly almost had to bend him out of shape and say, "Come on, Donald, certainly you would admit." I mean, you know, plain talk. A plain talker would have said, you know, "I really messed up. Okay, I did not really. I mean, I was joking." Or, you know, look, I really screwed up, and I do apologize.
And that's a normal media formula, and it was a point Rush was making on his program. Normally, you have everybody attack a person, and then you have the person grovel and say, "Oh, I apologize."
It's not a question of come on,
and then, Steve, what happens is the person becomes irrelevant, and the person falls from the scene. This is the first time you've really had a guy who refuses to apologize, who doubles down, and who stands firm. And whether you really agree with what he said about McCain or not, some people say, hey, we admire somebody who's not going to grovel and apologize and be politically correct.
I see. So insulting not just John McCain, but insulting Americans who fought in the war and who got caught, or just Americans who fought in the war, and this guy didn't fight, but he's insulting those people. I mean, my God. I mean, you know.
Let me ask you this, Steve.
Yeah.
Does McCain owe the 15,000 people who were there at the rally an apology for calling them crazies? Yes. Does McCain owe the millions of Americans who were in the Tea Party movement that he's called hobbits? Does he owe them an apology? Does he owe the people such as Ted Cruz and Rand Paul that he called wacko birds? Does he owe them an apology? When is McCain going to apologize for all the statements that he has made? Why doesn't anybody ask McCain to make an apology for his incendiary comments about millions of Americans, really, that are involved in the Tea Party movement?
Well, let me ask you a question.
I'm asking you a question. Well, let me have your answer.
And my answer before was yes. Okay, I think
so he owes all those people.
He's an elected official. He's an elected official.
When is he going to be asked to apologize?
No, I think he should apologize, and I think that's fair game. But
why isn't he being pressed?
Hold on.
Why isn't he being pressed on making an apology?
Jeff, at the same time, let me ask you a question. When the Tea Party, okay, and others go on and call people communists and socialists when they're not, okay, and call them wackos, then don't you think that, and I think that you've said it on your radio show, then let me ask you a question. Don't you think that maybe you ought to apologize too?
I didn't call anybody a communist. He's not a communist, or a socialist. He's not a socialist.
Oh, really? I
believe Barack Obama is a socialist. I really do. I mean, I think he's pursuing policies that are socialist.